I guess this is where I go. Hey, oh, hello. I don't know if I like holding the microphone. Bobby looks much prettier when she does that. Do I have a drum roll? Should I have a drum something on here? Come on, man. It doesn't play, hopefully. The theme song played. And so when I was making those mouth gestures, I should think about that. Wow. Whenever I should listen to see now, this is where I get into a problem. So I don't know whether if that music didn't take the first couple minutes, not minutes, seconds, 30 seconds of me, that was not me having a stroke. That was me thinking, maybe incorrectly. I don't know. See, now I have to decide, do I record a whole show? Because then if it didn't record at the beginning, I need a producer. Welcome to the podcast. It's really hard to do solo shows now. I mean, really hard. So used to having people with me. The first podcast guest scheduled for 2024, Gio Dominis. Now, when I say Gio Dominis, I think of someone who's a menace. Gio Dominis. But then I started thinking that when I was growing up, it was Dennis Dominis. And Dennis Dominis, he was just a little shit. I mean, he was like the neighbor kid that no one ever wanted. I know I'm hitting the mic a lot. Sorry. And it's a different mic. I'm not used to it. Video. Me. Most of you probably aren't even watching this in video. So when I complain about doing this in video, you're probably like, we don't even watch it that way, buddy. Now, I wish I could do a sound. Let's see. Can I do a sound now? Let's see. No. Oh, that plays now? I don't need that to play. Why is that the only thing that plays? Hold on. So mine all play, but nothing that was preloaded plays. Huh. Interesting. I guess I don't care. Mine plays. Let's do it again. Or it doesn't play. There's a sound effect for you. I keep... another thing. Just need to talk. Let's see. What do I have? So on this episode, I'm going to talk about an upcoming episode with Tim Lytell. Let's see if I can do this. Whoop. Make a little change of Rudy Doody Doody. Tim and I, something just popped up and it distracted me. They were looking for religious freedom. Okay. Probably means that they were so fucking restrictive, everyone kicked them out of every country. Just saying. So here's an article that just came up after Tim and I had this discussion. The show's not out yet. Actually, I think it's the next show that'll be out after this one. If you're listening to them chronologically, thank you. Clap, 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 clap. I would try to do applause. Let's see. I'm going to do it. Let's see if they have applause here. They do? We're going to do it. Nothing. No applause, nothing. Nothing. Okay, great. So Frankie Muniz, that was like my children's time. So he was like, I think he's like 38, just shy of 40 now. So he was a child star when our kids were growing up. There was something about Big Blue Liar. Big fat blue lie. I don't know. There was something about. Anyway, I read an article, did not read. I read the title of the article. And it said that Frankie Muniz has never had a sip of alcohol and has never done any drugs. Once again, if I could applaud, I would. Clap, 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 clap. Anyway, it ties into the Puritans because I've never heard anyone say, if you could hang out with a Hollywood star, who would it be? No one has answered Frankie Muniz. Even people that know him and consider themselves friends probably would choose someone else. And I will say it's because he doesn't give off this vibe that we could conceivably die outside the Viper room later. I should have a sound button. Oh, hold on. For you guys that are listening. Oh, no. There we go. So for you all that do podcasts correctly and only listen to the audio, you'll get to hear those sounds, I hope. And if you don't hear the sounds, then you might as well watch the video. At least I'm making faces. Anyway, so I wrote Frankie Muniz, never drinking, no drugs, and then I wrote the word Puritan next to him. I'm not saying he is a Puritan, but I'm saying that his lifestyle describes a Puritan-esque quality about it. Let's see. What else do we got going on? Selling Sunset. Bobby and I watched Selling Sunset. Jason and Brett, the owners. I'm assuming their last name is Oppenheimer because it's called the Oppenheimer Group, but they could have just, I don't know, picked a name they thought sounded cool. I mean, where do you think Tesla came from? So anyway, I put the only reason Brett and Jason put up with the ladies are because they're 5'2". Oh. So we were watching the end of this season's, the finale, the wrap up. I've never really watched those shows, but I wanted to watch it on this. And they did a lie detector test, which I thought was very funny, very humorous, very interesting. Very interesting when people would just lie. And you could tell by that they were lying, but the way they answered anyway, you didn't need a lie detector to tell you that. One of the questions, and I forget, Jason or Brett, identical twins, evidently, which is sad. I mean, there were some like basketball identical twins, and you're like, oh, that's cool. Because they're tall and do things. And I get it. People will say those guys are rich. They live in California. They date these supermodel types and things like that. But they're 5'2". Remember the song "Handsomer" by Russ? I'm 5'6", but the money makes me look 6'5". Once again, see, that's what I will give them. They are scrappy because they gotta do. I mean, what else? You have options. Probably jockey. That's all I got. Jockey, 5'2" male jockey. Anyway, the question was, are you 5'6"? And he said yes, which is a fucking total lie. So most, I can't get a number on it, but they say between 5'3" and 5'5", which means they're 5'2" or under. Everyone lies about their height. Not everyone. Some people say if you were given a height that may be related by some to be a height similar to what God himself is. That's me. I would love for aliens to come back and get out and be like, hey, my name's Jesus. Long-time visitor to your planet. Just want to say here I am. And he's 6'5". Guess what? Video podcast, you don't hear that. You're going, don't hear what? Exactly. For some of you, see, I feel like my video podcast is, this would be like a good SAT question. My video podcast is to hearing as incels. I was going to say because incels are to sex. Because you can't hear the audio, my sound effects on the video audio. You can't hear the thing that you're watching. God, why am I doing video? I literally don't know, but I have nice new lights. I can say that I can see these lights in the bedroom. Hold on. Didn't hear that, did you? I wonder, it'd be like what you should do, because I'm not going to do this. I was going to say what you should do is watch the video while listening to the audio. And I know that you're saying there's some, I'm saying that so my dad used to go to baseball games. We would physically be at the baseball game, sitting in the seats, in the bleachers, cheering on our home team, waiting for that 7th inning stretch. And he would still be listening to the game, the play-by-play. And I always thought that was weird. I was like, can't you hear? He goes, I just want him to describe it to me. Describe what you are literally seeing. Okay. I was gonna go somewhere else with that, but I don't remember. That shouldn't have been. Maybe the record scratch. Now you guys know on video what sounds I just pushed. Let's see. What else was I going to talk about? I don't know if I like holding the microphone or not. Kind of. So I thought that was Tim did this in one of our video podcasts. He held the mic really close to him like this, and he talked, and it looked really cool. And then he'd bass, and he'd get close, and it'd be far away, and then he'd get real up close, and he'd go, "I have something important to tell you." Now, for you that are doing audio only right now, none of that even made any sense because I was getting close to and then further away and then close to and then further away from the camera. So I'm not making anyone happy with this podcast. So those that are listening audio only are now being screwed by the visuals they're missing. And those of you that are watching the video podcast, you guys are missing out on sound effects. Oh, yes. So incels, so they don't hear sounds from sex because they're not having sex. Oh, hold on. Once again, no video. You guys didn't hear that. It was a drum thing. That type thing. Let's see. What else do I have written down here? Okay, so Bobby and I, Reacher just came out on Prime Video. So I'm a big fan of the Reacher. It's going to sound weird. I'm a big fan of the Reacher reboots from the movies. So there were a couple movies put out with Tom Cruise. He played Jack Reacher. I don't know why they didn't do more than 2. Okay, I do, because Tom Cruise is not Jack Reacher. So if you put the person Alan Ritchson playing, standing next to Tom Cruise, it would be like me standing next to you. I'm going to just make a face for video, and then you guys are going to have to figure out or insert your own sound there. Now, I wish the sound would be, but it's probably not. Let's see. What was I talking about? Oh, right. So the new episode, the new season of Reacher came out, and the first 3 episodes were out. So Bobby and I decided to ease into it and watch all 3 episodes back to back to back. Actually, we watched back to back, Sex Then Back, which I did enjoy. I did enjoy that we took the break to have sex during the show. Now that I think about it, Bobby Reacher had his shirt off at one point during the program, and I looked at her because there's no way I'm gonna at 56. There's no way I look like that again. I could have all the money in the world. It's not going to. Let's just say my body is not going to do that. I'm not going to eat like that either to get like that. Anyway, so I look at and it was funny because at first I thought it was making her sick because she looks at his body. He has his shirt off. He's all muscly, and she's like, and then she's like, and then she's like, and I'm like, that doesn't look like you're nauseous by that. Hold on. You can just imagine the sound I put in there. Oh, see, this has to be annoying too, because now I have a different microphone that I'm using, so I'm doing weird things to the microphone. Let's see what else. Oh, Reacher. So in the show. So one of the owners of the company that I work for, and you know how I love to talk about my job. One of the owners of the company that I work for, he is a New Yorker. And as a New Yorker, how's this look? As a New Yorker, sometimes I think that he has a New York attitude, which is fine. I would assume living in New York, you would have to have a certain sort of attitude. However, when you take that out of New York, you will be judged by that attitude and whether you present the presence to go with that attitude. So in Reacher, there's a New York cop who is investigating a murder, and Reacher's investigating this as well. And the cop goes up to him, and he gets in it. So this is this, and I will say short because he's probably average height. But when you're, and I think Alan Ritchson's only 6'3", so he's still a couple inches shorter than me. 100 pounds heavier, probably not. 70 pounds heavier, but he is probably a couple inches short. So this guy stands on his tiptoes. You can tell because all of a sudden he gets like 2 inches, 3 inches taller. And the guy stands on his tiptoes and he says, "No more cowboy shit." And I turn to Bobby and I go, "That's the type of thing that Lewis would say to me." And I'd immediately laugh. But the next words out of Reacher's mouth, well, not the next. So the cop exits. Someone comes up to Reacher and goes, "What do we do now?" And he goes, "We're going to do some cowboy shit." Dang it. I'm hitting. Okay. I know. I don't even. So anyway, yes. Because my point that I was making to Bobby, and if you're watching on video and wondering why I'm looking down, I got a pipe I got to clean out here. And, or I just got to prep it here. I just, there, someone that size, I'm not. I know it sounds weird. I find a hard. Here's the thing. If you ever walk in for someone and you are looking for who's in charge, guess who you go to? The person that's dressed up, the person that's the tallest. And if the tallest person is dressed up, guess who they're going to? So I almost, just to fuck with the owner of our company, the pastor of our church came in and was buying some shoes. And when he came in, we started talking, realized I went to the church. And so we're staying in there talking. He goes, "Do you own this place?" And of course, I was like, "No." And I said, "They do." And I said who they were and everything. And I just kept going. But I should have said, "Yes, I am the sole proprietor of this," just to see, because I don't think that Lewis would have said something, but until after Adam left. So I think that would have been funny just to fuck with him, because like it matters. Oh, I got to go back and talk about sex. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. So in 2 nights ago, okay, let's back up. That was a sound you didn't hear. I said to Bobby, I said, "Hey, I don't know exactly what I said. Probably not recalling not having replay capabilities available to me. I probably said, I want to eat your ass. I want to have sex with you. I want to eat your ass and have sex with you." There's any combination of sexual things that I could have said to Bobby. Oh no. Someone is home. But whatever I said, they said, "Don't you remember that happened on Friday and Saturday night?" I did remember that. It's not like I didn't remember that. I did remember that. However, I didn't remember that. So I was thinking I did, and then I didn't. So here's the deal. So on Friday night, Bobby's dismount. Bobby's dismount, I said, it looked familiar to me. So I said, "Did you injure yourself?" And her answer was yes. She said that she had hurt her thumb. I've done that. I've hurt my thumb. I had to have surgery because I hurt my thumb during sex. So the dismount was just labor intensive. So I knew something was going on. So I said, "Are you all right?" And she said, "Yeah, I really hurt my thumb and it hurt so bad." And then she goes down the hall. She comes back like 2 minutes later, and all of a sudden she's healed. This thumb that has caused her so much stress, pain, agony over the past year plus somehow got solved. Did it hurt during it? Yes. And then did it get better? Yes. Do I ever get better? No. So then Saturday night, I'm thinking I'm going to get my healing on. So I decided to do the same thing. And it didn't work. I too injured myself. And not like the injury that somehow healed itself immediately. Like, I still don't understand what Bobby did down there. Like she was gone for 2 minutes and went from my thumb may fall off to my thumb is perfect. And those of you on audio, I'm smoking, but you should be well aware of that now. God, this is hard doing a solo show now, especially with video, because generally with audio, I would just fucking close my eyes and talk. And now I have to keep them. Yeah, I probably need to keep them open for you. My glass, I don't like my glasses in this. They can't, I don't know. Something. Let's see. What other notes do I have? Oh, so Bobby and I were going to go out to eat. So we were trying to. Here's the deal. Hold on. Okay, so with my work, we are having a dinner. I have been really on the fence about going to our Christmas dinner party. It's not a party; it was just dinner. Not even there's no party. It was just we were going to eat. We were going to get a free meal, and the only reason that I was even on the fence about it was because it was a restaurant that Bobby and I had not been to. We both talked about going to it, and we weren't going to have to pay for it. If it was anything other than that, I would have never even considered going. That being said, we didn't go. In fact, I was on the fence until like 4:10. So I was supposed to work till 6 that night. At 4:10, I finally went in and told one of the owners, Matt, I was like, I just want to let you know I'm not going to be able to attend tonight. And I was going to give an excuse, and then I just said, okay, and walked out, literally. I was told immediately to go home after that. Guess I'm not needed. If I'm not going to be there 2 hours later when we leave for dinner, then I'm not needed. So Bobby and I went out. So here's the deal. I wasn't going to have fun. I don't want to hang out with any of these fuckers outside of work ever. Like if I ran into them, I may even pretend like I don't know them. Like the owner, I would probably be like, hey, like give a head nod, but I'm not going out of my way to say hi to anyone. And this is not just people from work. It is definitely these people from work, but it is not just these people from work. So there's a difference there. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, so I didn't go. So Bobby and I were going to go out to eat, and we were going to go to a steak place in Overland Park, not too far from us. Longhorn, Long Branch, I don't know. Long something. Longhorn, I think. Pretty sure Longhorn. Horns that are long. I don't know. Let's go with that. 50% chance it's correct. It's either Longhorn or Long Branch. Pretty sure it's Longhorn. I'm just seeing if the additional smoking helps at all. Oh, let's see if I have this. So when I do this, can I play this? No, it won't even do my bong rip. Ooh, I don't like it. Nope, not gonna do it. Okay, push pause. No more media. I was so excited. I was thinking for a bit that I was going to be able to play all these sounds through video. Obviously, I'm getting closer. I'm not there yet. 2024. That's when it's all going to come together. Anyhow, anyway, so I didn't go to dinner. Bobby and I are thinking of going to dinner. We're driving down. We drive by the steak place, and it's pretty packed. I mean, it is a Friday. It's after 7 p.m., so it's fairly packed. The holidays are rolling in. So we decided, well, let's go. There's a Red Lobster. Hold on. So there's a Red Lobster, and this should have been the sound, which we used to go. My mom loves shrimp and lobster. My dad used to love taking her there because it was one of her favorite places. So we used to go quite a bit when he was still alive. And while Red Lobster was not fancy dining, it was, I don't know. It wasn't Applebee's. And if you're like, what does that mean? There was a country song written called Fancy Like Applebee's, I believe. And if you know what an Applebee's is, you may think that the word fancy should not go with it. And it probably should not go with it. That being said, like I always thought that Red Lobster was like above that. Like no one's coming off the farm and going to Red Lobster. They're going to Applebee's. Now they drive in from the farm. They've worked all day in the pig pens, and now they're going to Applebee's. So that's no longer the case. So we went in. We actually gave the name. We stared at what was going on there. And for the first time, I looked at the lobsters in the tank, and I thought I could tell that they wanted to die. Hold on. Sound for the audio people. It just seemed like the people working there. I mean, you had servers wearing baseball hats backwards. Now, I know I sound like it, but it's supposed to be a restaurant. I mean, like a better than, unless the hat is part of your uniform, which it is not at Red Lobster. Don't be wearing a fucking baseball hat backwards. Actually, go ahead and do it. I am sure that's what the people from the farm want to see. They want to come in, they want to see their people. They want to come in and they want to see their cousin Eddie wearing the white sweater and the dickie underneath. That's what he's looking for. So anyway, we walked out of there. We went to a barbecue place, one of the best barbecue places in Kansas City, which makes it one of the best barbecue places in the world. There's clapping going on. I know you may not be able to hear that video-wise, but there's clapping going on. Anyway. So we went to Jack Stack, Fiorella Jack Stack. I made the mistake of a couple weeks ago. The owner came into our store and bought some stuff from me. I should have been more proactive about getting free shit from him. It just, I mean, did I give them a discount on their shoes? No, I did not. Because they own multiple fucking barbecue restaurants that are considered some of the best in the world. Here, interesting side note. I should put this picture up with, I will. I'm going to put it up with the Instagram. So 12 years to the day. I had no idea. So when I was talking about dinner the next day on Saturday, the 16th, I was talking about it. I go, the last time I remember eating in a Jack Stack restaurant, world famous chef Anthony Bourdain was there. We actually knew he was filming that night there. That's why we went. We had a person that was one of the, I don't know what they did. They were part of the crew. And so they needed people that would be in the background, but not be like, oh, it's Anthony Bourdain, stuff like that. So anyway, we were invited to be one of them. So we ate. And then afterwards, we had our photograph taken with Anthony Bourdain, which was super cool. And so I pulled that picture up. And when I looked to see when the date it was exactly 12 years to the day from the last time I was at Jack Stack, which I've eaten Jack Stack. And here's the thing about Kansas City barbecue is that in many cities that are not known for their barbecue, you may find a good barbecue place, and that is your barbecue place. There, you go to one barbecue place, and that's it, because that's the best, and there's no competition to them. Oh, a place is opening up. Let's go try it out, and then, and so you find one here in Kansas City. It's hard. I mean, I'm trying to think. Within 2 miles, as the crow flies, we have Q39, Jack Stack, and Kansas City Joe's. All three of those are considered the best in the city. All three of those are considered best in the country. All three of those are considered best in the world for barbecue. I mean, if we wanted to, and we don't, but if we wanted to, we could walk to Q39. There would be no reason to walk to Q39 because we would eat so much and we would be unable to walk home afterwards. Anyway, so we go to Q39 and we had an amazing time. The food was amazing. The company was amazing, hanging out with Bobby. I think the lady that was seating us apologized for the view. And I said, well, sitting across from this lady, put in Bobby, I said, I have the best view in the house no matter where I sit. Yeah, I do. That is some clapping going on there. And so we had an amazing time. And the whole thing was, first of all, I found out that at the place that everyone went, the other place, not everyone, only one person finished what they ate. I mean, what they ordered. No one else finished. We had one person that had to have their wine taken away from them after 2 sips. I did not misspeak there. If you're thinking, wow, 2 glasses, that seems someone got pretty tipsy quick. No, it was 2 sips. I wasn't there. I've talked about this person before. I wasn't there. I just heard that their drink was pulled away from them by more than one person from whatever they were doing. I mean, there was an old episode, I think it was Mad TV, where they got really buzzing on Zimas. And that's exactly what I was thinking. So if I would have been there, I didn't want to be with them. I wanted to be with Bobby. I didn't really want that food. I could never find anything on that menu that was like, oh, I should really go eat that. So the correction, and no one would have had fun. I don't need to be there. It was so. Here was another thing that someone had asked me that, or Bobby had asked me. She goes, "How about if they give out bonuses?" Okay, first of all, they're not the company I work for is not giving out bonuses. I'll just tell you that right now. But if they did give out bonuses, because it's not mandatory, they would have had to give me my bonus or whatever. Because otherwise, if I would have needed to be present to get that benefit, that would have made it mandatory. Well, guess you should have been there. Sounds like it was pretty mandatory if I wanted to get whatever. That being said, we had an amazing time. It was so much fun. Bobby looked so hot. Grrr. And then, yeah, I was going to go somewhere else with that, but I don't remember what. Let's see. What else? Oh, so I wrote this before Friday came along. I might manipulate some people at work. So first of all, I manipulate everyone at work all the time. There's nothing benign about what I'm doing, ever. That being said, I was going to. So most owner's wife, his partner, and 4 salespeople. 2 of the 3 salespeople didn't want to go. The 4th one, I don't know, whatever. But I probably could have talked everyone into not going. But that's the issue. One of the issues that I have is things get so passive aggressive. Like when I just said, hey, I'm not going to be able to attend tonight. And then I think I really was like going to try to give an excuse. And I was like, guys, I won't be there. Okay. And I walked out. But they immediately shoot back with, then you can time out and go home, which we were not busy. I had the most sales on the day. I mean, if what had not immediately preceded it, my being told to time out and go home, then I would have been, that's fine. But it very much seemed like, well, you need to time out and go home because they're mad at you, which, whatever. Let's see, what else do I have going on? So I did not manipulate everyone. Do you like it when I do this and you can't see me? I know. It's a look too. It's not a good look, but it is a look. Let's see, what other notes do I have? Yeah, more injuries during sex. Bobby gets better, I break. That doesn't seem. I was watching something. Raven Willow and myself, we started doing an episode on the Anunnaki. It ended up being a lot about anal probing. Now, I'm not going to say that those two are totally separate, but they're not always entwined. But it seems like there was an awful lot of talk about anal probing. I'm not going to say if I was the one that started the talk or Raven was I'm not sure we can ever determine that. I don't know if we can ever determine that. So I watched some more videos on it. I want to be more. I think I may be one of the watchers because it says they became full of themselves. And if anyone has ever met me or heard me or listened to me, they know that I'm very full of myself. Let's see. I also wrote down Republicans may hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress after their holiday recess, which they won't be back till 1/7. So I like how, he's so bad and we need to get him off the street, whatever. But I don't want this to interfere with my holiday. So we're going to recess and then hopefully everything will still be cool when we get back. Yeah, I did have a sound for that. Let's see. This is going to be a short show because, wow, talking by myself. Let's see if there's anything else. That we do have some great shows coming up. So what do I got coming up next? We have, oh, no. Tim Lytell is not next. So if you're doing this chronologically, next is Royal Canadian Mounted Police Officer, Constable, Special Investigator. I don't know what they're termed, actually. We probably discussed it, but I was smoking marijuana and don't remember. That being said, Adam Clark, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, will be on the next episode. Then after that, it is Tim Lytell, so he'll be on a program. We talk about religion. I have not been struck by lightning yet. I'm not saying, because yet always has to be at the end of that sentence. If we're talking about me and being struck by lightning, yet always needs to be on. Because I do feel there's a time in the future that the yet probably won't be needed. Well, he was struck by lightning. Somehow he survived. One of the funniest videos I've ever seen, there was a video of someone that got struck by lightning. Sorry you got struck by lightning. And they like laid on the ground. You're like, they're dead. But then they like kind of shook to, came to. They got up, took like 10 steps and got struck by lightning again. And I don't know if they got up on that second one. I wouldn't have probably got up on the first one. I mean, getting zapped by lightning. What did you do to get God that angry that he struck you down with lightning? I've done a lot of shit. And like I say, I have not yet been struck by lightning. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can do the out sounds on. Oh, I wonder if. Probably not. I wonder if I have to do it both places. Maybe I'll close off the audio. Let's just see this. Let's see. Media. Let's see. Nope. Still nothing. It's so weird. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. I think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Well, you know what? Doesn't matter. I need to hit pause there, though. I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to do the bong rip for all the people listening on the audio. Hey, video is going to get better. Probably. There's a 50% chance a video podcast will look better in the future. That being said, get what you get right now. If you're not hearing this outgoing songs, then that means you're listening to the Stone Genius audio only. If you're not hearing any music, then you're probably watching the video and watch me close my eyes while I do this outro. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Thanks for watching the podcast. If you watched this podcast, you made it till the end, I really commend you. Thank you very much. You're probably not going to be able to hear the clapping, that there is a massive amount of clapping that is going on for you. Thank you all again for listening. My name is Ro. I am the Stone Genius. You know me. I'm often soon. I'm always a genius. I got things to do. I will talk to you later. I'll have guests, though. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, I got to do the video, too.